A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is now streaming on Netflix, and the series adapts Holly Jackson's best-selling YA book well. Of course, like any adaptation, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder makes key changes to the source material. And the way its ending handles one of its characters, Max Hastings, is different from the book. While I was initially disappointed that Max doesn't meet the same fate in the Netflix show, this book change gives me hope for the possibility of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder Season 2. Given A Good Girl's Guide to Murder's fresh Rotten Tomatoes score, and the book's popularity, I can definitely see Netflix greenlighting more episodes. It will likely be a while before we know if we can expect more from Emma Meyer's murder mystery show. However, the finale's biggest Max change makes a case for it. Andy Bell and Salil Singh's murders may be solved, but there are still open ends from Season 1. Plus, Jackson published 2 sequels to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, so there's more source material to pull from. I'm so disappointed A Good Girl's Guide to Murder changed Max Hastings' ending. He doesn't face consequences for his crimes. Max Hastings, Henry Ashton, realizing he might be in trouble in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder Season 1, Episode 6, Episode 6. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder keeps most of the book's major plot points, but it does make changes while getting to the big reveals. It also alters the source material's ending, even if Mr. Ward and Becca are still responsible for Andy's and Sal's deaths. Both of these characters are held accountable for their crimes thanks to Pip, but Max Hastings gets away with his wrongdoing in Netflix's adaptation. Although the book sees Max charged for sexual assault, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder's TV show doesn't deliver the same justice. I was initially disappointed by this change, as Max deserves comeuppance as much as Elliot and Becca. He drugs and rapes Becca at a calamity party, a development that leads directly into her confrontation with Andy. There's little doubt that Max is doing the same to other girls, and I'm at least glad that Pip vows to get them justice. I would have liked to see Max conclude A Good Girl's Guide to Murder behind bars, but his final confrontation with Pip gives me hope that there's one benefit to his altered book ending. The Netflix show's biggest Max Hastings change does have one benefit. Pip could take him down in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder Season 2. Henry Ashton as Max Hastings in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder in front of Andy Bell mural. Although Max doesn't face consequences for his crimes in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder Season 1, Pip's encounter with him in the finale makes me think she'll take him down in Season 2. The fact that A Good Girl's Guide to Murder leaves this one storyline open suggests it could continue beyond Andy's and Sal's cases. While the Netflix series doesn't leave much more on the table, Max's lack of punishment could factor into another outing. It makes sense for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder Season 2 to focus heavily on Max, as he reappears in both of Jackson's sequels. The second installment, As Good as Dead, finds him in court after his arrest in Book 1. The Netflix adaptation may lump together Max's arrest and trial, perhaps making the whole thing more dramatic in Season 2. Doing so could also make his eventual demise more satisfying for viewers. I can't stomach Max getting away with his crimes, but I like the idea of highlighting them separately. How A Good Girl's Guide to Murder Season 2 could see Pip getting justice. It's unclear whether A Good Girl's Guide to Murder Season 2 will happen, and if so, how exactly it will follow Season 1. But as Pippa's project doesn't get as much attention in the show, there's no press conference. For one thing, this publicity could get pushed to the next outing. When Pippa does finally get the chance to discuss her investigation, she can out Max as the rapist he is. Unfortunately, she'll also need proof. And their final scene together makes me think she'll be looking into him further in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder Season 2. Good Girl, Bad Blood focuses on another disappearance entirely, but Max still has a role in the sequel. The Netflix adaptation can increase his involvement in this case, too, especially if it wants to make a big deal about Pip exposing him. Only time will tell how A Good Girl's Guide to Murder ties up this loose end. I'm just hoping it gets the opportunity to, as Max doesn't deserve to walk away from Pip's first investigation without consequences.